Hey everyone, welcome to the 3.1 release webinar. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you don't already know me, my name is Robin Livesay, and today we're going to go through all things related to the new release and its features. We're going to keep this webinar to 30 minutes, so for the sake of timekeeping, I'm going to ask that everyone place all questions in that question section of the Zoho app. Glenn will be answering some questions along the way, however, others will address at the very end, but please feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar along the way. We'll get through everything by the end, I promise. So the agenda today includes an introduction to the 3.1 release features, how those features help save customers time and money, what to expect with the new release, how to get the new firmware on you and your customers' systems, and additional information about what is coming next. So to kick things off, what is included in the new release? First is going to be WAN link aggregation and load balancing to add the ability to add link lines together and improve the overall connectivity of the network. Next is going to be geoblocking to prevent employees from getting to entire countries to keep them safe. And then thirdly is Hipaa compliance BAs for customers requiring regulation, as well as additional dashboard changes to help improve deployment ease, like additional improvements to IP configurations, VoIP Ethernet configurations, and user audit logs. But first of all, how do you save customers time and money? We all know that everyone in the country is now highly invested in their ability to connect and communicate over the internet. Whether it's running payroll, collecting credit cards, or simply looking up documents, the majority of small businesses cannot afford to go or stay down for any extended period of time. When customers move into a new office area or are located in rural parts of the country, ISP problems can be very common. However, don't get me wrong, these problems can happen even equally as much in the middle of a populated city. Whether it's an ISP frequently falling below acceptable values or simply not providing a large enough link in the first place, or for businesses in a new shopping center where the initial setup can even mean tens of thousands of dollars in installation charges for the ISP to come and lay the first line. Customers' internet connection issues now have the possibility to hinder businesses altogether. Both cases can reduce customer productivity and leave customers frustrated by their link speeds or entirely without a connection. In any case, the ability to add multiple WAN links together for a single network can save the customer the cost of a large installation charge and reduce consistent internet frustration to get them up and running quickly and consistently. WAN load balancing, or the ability to divvy up traffic onto two internet links, allows customers the ability to dynamically segregate traffic onto multiple links based on latency, packet loss, and the overall speed of the network to ensure the best allocation of data traffic and reduce the likelihood of experienced link issues. This can be used with more than one fiber, DSL, or even LTE link for both failover and/or load balancing. This can increase the speed and reliability of application data, site-to-site VPN connections, but most importantly, VoIP calls. With traffic segregated out onto more than one link, the load is spread based on the current state of the connection, and traffic is sent based on the best possible outcome at that time. Whether you're using failover or load balancing, you can actually watch how phone calls don't drop during a switch or entirely fail over, meaning customers keep talking while their firewall handles the outage. This helps improve customer productivity and reduce the consistent frustration of ISP links bouncing throughout the day. With easy GUI configurations, you now have the flexibility to go in and turn load balancing on or off to revert to or from failover. These two links will still be the primary uplink port 1 and the auxiliary port as previously with failover in the gateway. The individually set link speeds for load balancing will also be a single factor in determining the amount of data flowing through the line. In the example here with a 1000 meg link speed and a 10 meg link speed with latency and drops both equal, The secondary line would see 1% of data flowing out of the firewall in the down direction, while the remaining 99% of traffic would flow on the primary line. Now, obviously, in a minute-to-minute case, the latency in dropped packets will likely never be equal, so the amount of data going over each line will vary greatly to ensure the best connection at all times. These specified percentages of traffic of the link speeds while configuring load balancing are simply a consideration to help designate the percentage of traffic that in ideal instances would flow over each line, but do not impact the actual speed of the lines. You will see the increase of site-to-site VPN reliability and the application so that customers' networks just work. You can also specify whether you want VoIP to flow over a single line or load balanced across the two. In either instance, you will continue to give voice priority on the network. This configuration is done separately in the VoIP tab and allows for the same flexibility and distribution on a separate page. So now that customers can easily ensure their data always gets out, what can we do to ensure they are also staying safe? With 2/3 of leaked data coming from inadvertent insiders or people who are unintentionally causing issues from inside of the network, it is important to make sure customers are not able to communicate with known bad locations in the first place. This can prevent employees from accidentally allowing malware into the office or ransomware directly into sensitive data. Domain filtering prevents users from resolving DNS queries to IP addresses of known bad websites. However, geoblocking prevents all communication from specific countries, both in and out. This means if customers click on an email link where the server is hosted in China, whether it is directed by IP address or DNS, the customer will not be able to reach the site of the blocked country. This is exceptionally important if and when attacks do occur. For most hackers, once they get into the network without geoblocking, they can easily transfer data out to servers located in suspicious countries. Geoblocking changes this. It prevents customers from visiting unsuspected bad websites while also preventing hackers from moving data directly back to their country. This allows you the ability to block entire countries that customers are not and should not be doing business with. So that website from China will be denied by IP address right off the bat, and hackers will be allowed, who were allowed in, can no longer take data out, preventing employees from inadvertently allowing unwanted visitors into or out of their network. However, geoblocking does mean all communication, including pings, will be entirely prevented based on IP address location. This can initially appear as a network connectivity issue to specific sites that are in fact up and running and rather being blocked. This also means that some sites may be hosted in unsuspected locations, so blocking all countries should be taken with caution. For instance, Facebook does have some servers located in Ireland, so although Facebook may not be an intended block site, only allowing traffic from the United States would inadvertently block Facebook. Keep this in mind when implementing aggressive geoblocking postures, as it may come up as weird issues in the future and false alarm connectivity issues. There are also additional features you will see in the GUI, like the removal of the customer designation in the IP address scheme and additional Ethernet configurations within the VoIP tab. These are both intended to reduce confusion and improve deployment ease while on site. For Hipaa compliance, the release also includes audit logs of account user activity. So, on that note, we're now signing BAAs and service agreements for Hipaa compliance to keep customers compliant with regulations and verify their data is protected. This is with the exception of the NAS, however, does include all firewall and routing capabilities and the users connected within them. Today, we are currently signing one agreement per end customer. So once your gateways are upgraded, please let us know of any BAAs needed for specific end customers. We're more than happy to get those for you. So now that you have a good idea about the new features in the release, how do you ensure your gateways actually see these new upgrades? We've already begun the upgrading process, so keep your eyes out for an email letting you know of when you and your customers' gateways will be upgraded. All of the features are included in the firmware release, so there's no hardware change needed for any additional feature. Some features are an additional subscription cost though, so keep an eye out for new pricing with all of these new features included in Dropbox. When you receive your upgrading notice, please ensure your gateway is plugged in and powered on. This upgrade will take about 30 minutes to complete, and note that the dashboard may look fairly strange during this time if configurations are made. However, if you see an alert that an upgrade is taking place, don't worry, it will pull itself out of the upgrading process on its own. There's no action required on your part. If the gateway is powered off during the upgrading window, this is not a problem, but please note the next time the gateway is powered up and connected to the internet, it will immediately begin to download the new firmware image. Since this can take about 30 minutes, we highly recommend plugging in the gateway before going on site to a customer's location to ensure installation is not delayed due to a firmware update. You can also find additional information about the release in both Dropbox and on YouTube. We'll be coming out with more and more videos over the week, so please keep your eyes out for that. We're also heavily begun using YouTube as a training resource, so please feel free to view any of the quick 2 to 5 minute videos regarding specific topics, or if you would like to watch the full quick start training video for a refresher. As always, technical documentation and release notes can be found on Dropbox as well as this webinar. We have also seen an incredible success with our dental leads program, where we're supplying partners with raw leads as well as reach out material with solution sheets and instructions on lead generation. This is a fantastic resource for growing your business with numerous small companies that are easy to manage and provide an early entry into a customer with a consistent monthly revenue stream and who could grow over time. You can register to receive your own dental leads by going to uplevelsystems.com/dental leads. We'll provide you with a list of over 100 names to get started on your new lead hunting adventure, so be sure to take advantage of that. We've also moved to an equipment ordering form on our website. This means you can easily order gear by going to uplevelsystems.com/order to register new equipment orders. Note that the purpose of this link is changing for deal registration to actual equipment ordering. We will make sure the equipment arrives 2 to 3 days prior to the specified target installation date, and then we will automatically begin billing 30 days after shipment and between 26 and 28 days after arrival. Also note that we recommend a 10-day lead time to avoid expedited shipping costs. This streamlined process will help ensure you have equipment in time for customer deployments and can easily order new hardware for new or existing customers. We'll send you a confirmation email when the order is placed to confirm your hardware order. All right, so now we're going to open it up to questions. If anyone has any questions, I'm still going to ask that you place them in that question section of the Zoho app. We'll do our best to get through all of them right now. All right, if there are no other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to specific departments if there are ever any issues. Here you'll see the contact information for all of them. These general emails are usually the best way to get in touch with us, since it will point you in the right direction of a large amount of people who can all help you. So feel free to use those general emails if you ever need to get in touch with anyone. As always, please let us know if there are any issues or questions we can address or specific items customers would benefit from in the product. We always encourage feature requests, so if you ever have any specific items that customers need, want, things that you'd like to see in the product, please let us know. We're more than happy to at least consider them and put them in the roadmap if it is feasible. Otherwise, I will stick around if anyone has any other questions. Otherwise, y'all have a great rest of your afternoon, and we will talk to y'all later. Thanks so much.